Welcome to the Madison. It is Thursday, October 31st, 2024, Halloween. Today we'll recap World Series Game 5, college football, NBA, NHL, soccer. We'll look at the Thursday night football tonight, news and notes, and best bet. We'll start with the World Series. It was a crazy game to say the least. Um, the Dodgers close it out with the win over the Yankees in a game that the Yankees probably should have won if not for defensive lapses. They Dodgers win at 7-6 to win their eighth World Series in franchise history. Freddie Freeman deservingly the World Series MVP after hitting that grand slam. Blake Trinan got the win. Tommy Kahnle got dinged with the loss. Walker Buehler came out and got the save at the end. After the third inning, you would have thought that the Yankees were cruising to a win. Bottom of the first, home run, Aaron Judge, put them up 2-0. Jazz Chisholm home run makes it 3-0. Bottom of the second, RBI single, Alex Verdugo makes it 4-0. Bottom of the third, home run, Giancarlo Stanton 5-0. Yankees, I believe it's a Yankee postseason record for most home runs in the playoffs. Top of the fifth, the defense really fell apart. Aaron Judge played the fly ball. Infield single, Mookie Betts makes it 5-1. RBI single, 2 runs come in by Freddie Freeman makes it 5-3. And an RBI double by Teoscar Hernandez makes it 5-5. Bottom of the sixth, sac fly, Giancarlo Stanton makes it 6-5 Yankees. That's the last of the Yankees. Top of the eighth, sac fly, Gavin Lux makes it 6-6. And the top of the eighth, sac fly, Mookie Betts makes it 7-6. And the Dodgers get a deserving World Series, to say the least. Freddie Freeman gets the World Series MVP. But what it came down to is that the Yankees' fundamentals cost them this game and this series, perhaps, and they deserve to lose. Before I get to the Yankees postmortem, we'll do a Dodgers talk because they were the winners. So that's their second World Series win of the decade. Dave Roberts probably saved his job yet again with the with this World Series. They are just the team to beat in baseball, and they've been the best team in baseball for over a decade. No, not the Astros. It's been the Dodgers because the Astros cheated their way to a championship, and Ohtani wasn't even healthy, and they got it done. So Jack Flaherty only went an inning in a third. He was like treated like an opener. 4 runs, a walk, and a strikeout. Then came in Anthony Banda. The Dodger bullpen did a nice job after Flaherty exited the game. Anthony Banda did good, and it was Ryan Brazier, Michael Kopech, then Alex Vezia, Bruce Graterol, Blake Trinan, who was lights out, and then Walker Buehler came in and closed it. And then Yankee side, it was Garrett Cole, 6 2/3 fourths, no runs, 4 walks, and 6 strikeouts. The only thing I blame him was the misplay at first base that he didn't cover up first base that got in the run. But yeah, their defensive fundamentals cost them this game and a chance to go back to Los Angeles. You know, Garrett Cole, Clay Holmes, Tommy Kahnle, he stunk. If there was a least valuable player in the World Series for the Yankees, it was Tommy Kahnle. Luke Weaver, and then Mark Leiter Jr. So Kahnle really was the scapegoat here in the Yankee bullpen. Everybody else did their jobs in the series. But yeah, Yankees. We'll see what happens with Juan Soto. I think that he's going to return. They're going to be more desperate for him to return because they lost. Since they lost the series, I feel like it's more likely that he comes back than not. Garrett Cole has an opt out. My guess is that he opts out, and then the Yankees work on like a new contract for him. But if those two guys are back, they're going to be the team to beat in the American League, and then the Dodgers are going to be the team to beat in the National League as long as Ohtani, Betts, and Freeman are there with competent pitching. And they're going to be better next year, the Dodgers, because they're going to get Tyler Glasnow back. Um, we'll see what happens with Jack Flaherty. Otani, Yamamoto. Um, they're going to be loaded next year, and they deserve to be the team to beat next year. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if this is the World Series next year too. I mean, who are the threats? I mean, will the Astros be better? The Orioles should be better. The Phillies should be back. The Mets are going to be better. Um, the Braves should be back with Acuna. So there's a couple teams I just listed off that I think could upseat the apple cart in each league. But you would think that these two teams are being favorites to come back to the World Series next year. All right, now move on to college football. We'll go over the results from yesterday and look ahead to tonight's lone game. And by the way, the odds are going to be given out courtesy of ESPN Bet today because I don't have FanDuel in front of me. Jacksonville State over Liberty 31-21, and Western Kentucky over Kennesaw State 31-14. 7:30 on ESPN, Tulane Charlotte. I have Tulane 8.5 total 60 and 7/20, and it is 14.5 and 56.5. I'm gonna take Charlotte getting the points at home. I think Tulane is a good team. They're a team that could sneakily make the college football playoff, with potentially being the highest ranked group of 5. But I think this is a little bit of a look ahead spot. So I'm going to take Charlotte getting 14.5 as I think they're going to cover the point spread here. Okay, now we'll move on to the NBA. We'll recap the results from yesterday and look ahead to tonight's games. Hornets beat the Raptors 138-133. Cleveland over the Lakers 134-110. Pacers over the Celtics 135-132 in overtime. They hand the Celtics their first loss of the season. Detroit over Philly 105-95. Washington over Atlanta 133-120. Knicks over Miami 116-107. Karl-Anthony Towns 44 points. Bulls over the Magic 102-99. Nets over the Grizzlies 119-116. Thunder over the Spurs 105-93. Warriors over the Pelicans 104-89, and the Blazers over the Clippers 106-105. All right, only 4 games tonight. 8 o'clock NBA TV. Bucks Grizzlies. Minus the Grizzlies by 5 3/4, total 236. And it's Milwaukee 6.5, total 227.5. There must be like an injury on Memphis that we're unaware of because that's high. But I'm gonna take the Grizzlies plus the points and whatever the money line is outright. 8:30 Rockets Mavs. Minus the Mavs by 6 1/4, total 220 and 11/20. And it's 6.5 and 225.5. Under. 9 o'clock Spurs Jazz. Minus the Jazz by 2, total 216 and 13/20. And it's Jazz 1.5, total 223.5. Under. And last but not least, 10:30 NBA TV. Suns Clippers. My line is the Suns by 5 1/4, total 220 and 19/20. And it's 4.5 and 222.5. So I'm going to do a slight under with the pick. All right, now we'll move on to the NHL. We will recap the results from yesterday and look ahead to tonight. Blue Jackets over the Islanders 1-0. Jets over the Red Wings 6-2. Lightning over the Avalanche 5-2. Utah over Calgary 5-1. Kings over Vegas 6-3. And the Devils beat Vancouver 6-0. All right. Tonight, 7 o'clock. Kraken Leafs. So Toronto is minus 195. And the over-under is 6.5. Kraken's plus 165. Leafs minus 1.5 plus 125. Kraken plus 1.5 is minus 150. I'm gonna take the Kraken outright for the upset at plus 165. Blues Flyers. Flyers minus 135. Blues plus 115. Over under 5.5. Over minus 130. Under plus 110. Blues plus 1.5 is minus 35. Flyers minus 1.5 plus 180. And take the Blues outright too, plus 115. Ducks Penguins. Pens minus 190. Ducks plus 160. Over under 6.5. Over is even money. Under is minus 120. Ducks plus 1.5 is minus 160. Pens minus 1.5 plus 135. Over even money. Habs Caps. Caps minus 200. Habs plus 170. Over under 6.5. Over is plus 110. Under is minus 130. Habs plus 1.5 is minus 150. Caps minus 1.5 plus 125. I'm going to lay the 1.5 on the Capitals on the puck line. Bruins Hurricanes. Canes minus 170. Bruins plus 145. Over under 5.5. Over is minus 130. Under is plus 110. Bruins plus 1.5 is minus 180. Canes minus 1.5 plus 150. I'm going with the under at plus money. 8 o'clock on Hulu. Oilers Preds. Preds minus 130. Oilers plus 110. Over under 6.5. Overs plus 105. Unders minus 125. Oilers plus 1.5 is minus 250. Preds minus 1.5 plus 185. I'm gonna go with the over at plus money. And then 10:30. Blackhawks Sharks. Blackhawks minus 145. Sharks plus 125. Over under 6.5. Overs plus 115. Unders minus 135. Blackhawks minus 1.5 plus 165. Sharks plus 1.5 is minus 200. I'm going to go with over 6.5 at plus money. Okay, now move on to soccer. We'll go over the notable results from yesterday and look ahead to today. The English Cup, Liverpool over Brighton and Hove 3-2, so best bet 1. Crystal Palace over Aston Villa 2-1. Man United over Leicester 5-2. Newcastle over Chelsea 2-0. Arsenal over Preston North 3-0. And Tottenham over Man City 2-1. German Cup, Frankfurt over Borussia 2-1. Berlin over FC Heidenheim 2-1. Freiburg over Hamburg 2-1. Bremen over SC Paderborn 1-0. Armenia over FC Union Berlin 2-0. SV Darmstadt over Dynamo 3-2. Bayern Munich over Mainz 4-0. And Hoffenheim over FC Nuremberg 2-1. Women's friendlies, Panama over Costa Rica 2-0 and US over Argentina 3-0. Serie A, Inter over Empoli 3-0. Venezia over Udinese 3-2. Atalanta over Monza 2-0. And Juventus Parma 1-1 draw. Or 2-2 draw. In the Dutch Eredivisie, Ajax over Feyenoord 2-0. Scottish Premiership, Celtic over Dundee 2-0. Motherwell over Dundee United 2-1. Kilmarnock over Hearts 2-1. Hibernian Ross County 0-0 draw. St. Mirren over St. Johnstone 3-1. And Aberdeen over Rangers 3-1. All right, today, Serie A. 1:30. You have Genoa and Fiorentina. Fiorentina minus 145. Genoa is 4-1. The draw's plus 280. Um, I'm going to do over 2.5 goals at even money. 345 Roma Torino. Roma minus 135, Torino plus 360, draw plus 270. Go with the draw plus 270. And then Como Lazio. Como plus 195, Lazio plus 140, draw plus 220. I'm going to go with Lazio at plus 140 as the favorite. And that's the only notable soccer we have today. So now move on to Thursday night football, which is going to be an interesting game at MetLife Stadium between the Jets and the Texans. My line is Texans by 5.5, total 43, and I know the Jets are favored, which is stupid because the Jets don't have business being favorites, even though they're favored because Nico Collins and Stephon Diggs aren't playing for Houston. The Jets are giving 2.5 totals, 42.5. I'm taking the Texans getting the 2.5 and plus whatever the money line is. I think Houston's going to beat the Jets. I mean, if the Jets win this game, congratulations, you won without Stephon Diggs and Nico Collins. But I'm taking Houston plus 2.5, and they're probably plus 120 on the money line. Okay, now move on to the news and notes for today. So obviously the World Series came to a close last night with the Yankees self-combusting. Garrett Cole says the meltdown the fifth was as bad as it gets, and Soto said he's open to every team. So some soccer news: Manchester United is to hire Ruben Amorim as he's set to take charge during the November international break, as Eric Ten Hag was fired on Monday after that loss they had. So it would be their sixth permanent coach since the retirement of Sir Alex Ferguson in 2013, which is crazy. So Ace Flag, the brother of Cooper Flag, commits to Maine. So he's a 3-star prospect in the 2025 class. So that's pretty interesting college basketball news. So we really don't have a lot of news and notes. MRI on Lonzo Ball shows between a grade 1 and 2 sprain. Scotty Barnes is out for several weeks with an orbital fracture, which isn't good. A second bettor pleads guilty in DeJounte Porter scheme. The Warriors exercised the option on Podziemski's contract, which should come to no surprise. A trade happened in hockey, and the Leafs trade Timothy Liljegren to the Sharks for Matt Benning and picks. So Matt Benning, 2025 third round pick and a 2026 sixth round pick. As Liljegren has been a healthy scratch for the Leafs in 9 of 10 games to open the season. So bad news for the Oilers. Connor McDavid out 2 to 3 weeks with an ankle injury. Not ideal. And then the Avalanche lose Ross Colton for 6 to 8 weeks with a broken foot. So 2 really brutal injuries for those 2 teams. So 2 key players for Florida against Georgia, Eugene Wilson and Jason Marshall. There's 12 arrested in celebrations after Dodgers World Series win. So, that's a little nuts that happened. As video showed some people throwing objects at police in Los Angeles as sirens blared and officers told them to leave the area after the Dodgers beat the Yankees in Game 5 in New York. A bus was set on fire and some in the crowd were seen breaking into stores. Wow, not cool. So there you have it for a brief news and notes. And last but not least, my best bet of the day brought to you by FanDuel. So short show today, obviously. My best bet's the Grizzlies getting the points against the Bucks. It's 6.5. I'm only a 50th of a unit on it. I think that the Grizzlies at home are going to play better than they did against Brooklyn, and the Bucks shouldn't be giving 6.5 against anybody right now. So there you have it for the show, and I'll be back tomorrow with the big Friday show with the Fab Five and everything. So we're looking forward to that. Hope you guys have a happy Halloween, everybody.